What is up, Joe or Jiggy and Joe fans? Today we got a section of Jiggy and Joe cash flow. First of all, we're gonna talk about football, basketball. Yeah, it's starting tonight, and some hockey and some baseball. So, Max, how you doing today? Are you how was the this past weekend of football for you? How was it?
Um, I'm enjoying every week of the football season, Joe. It flies by, it's short. So I'm just trying to enjoy every single game that's on. There's only a finite amount of football games that we get to watch in our life.
Exactly. That's
We have to
crazy.
watch it all.
Yeah.
Um, I think the games this weekend were awesome. One game I was really looking forward to was the Lions and Ravens game,
Okay.
and that just turned into a bloodbath. The Lions seemingly couldn't get going, and I think they needed a game like this and go into a hostile environment, playing a capable playoff team, and I think they needed that experience, and I think they got it. I think they got punched in the mouth, and I think they're going to learn from this experience and be better moving forward. So, what were your overall thoughts about that game, and are you worried about the Lions going forward and worried about their confidence?
Um, it's just kind of hard to think about because the Lions are trying to prove to everyone in the world that they're contenders. And then, having a game like this when you're actually playing somewhat to your competition, you know what I'm saying? Like I say the
Yeah,
Ravens are kind of on the same level as the Lions as it is like in the standings at least and play style. Um it's like I don't know, man. I don't think this is the Lions game where it defines their season. I don't think so. I think they're a really good playoff team. They're capable of doing that, and they could go far. But this game hasn't showed me much, and I feel like they should have put up a fight to prove to the world that they're capable of winning a championship.
yeah, I'm not worried about the Lions. They went into a hostile environment. Everyone knew this was gonna be a good game, and they got punched in the mouth by an experienced team who are used to playing in big games like this. And I think Dan Campbell needed this as experience as a head coach, and we'll see how he bounces back in the weeks to come.
Yeah. Question: do you think Lamar is playing to his contract this season? That's what I want to know.
This was the best game he's played all
Yeah,
year long. This looked like MVP Lamar, maybe better than MVP Lamar looked against a great Lions defense.
I agree. Zay
So
Flowers had a good game too. I want to shout him out.
yeah, right, right. Zay Flowers had a good game.
I
Mark
forgot.
Andrews on national tight ends. They had two tuds.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Odell had a couple of nice catches. So Ravens look good, and their defense is always as advertised. Ravens always seemingly have a great defense every single year. Jaguars Saints, Joe. But going back to Thursday night for a second, because I don't think we've talked about this yet.
No, we didn't.
Um, uh, Listen, the Saints. There's a lot of bad offenses in the NFL. The offense is non-existent over New Orleans. And Dennis Allen does not have a great record as head coach, dating back to his time with the Raiders and now with the Saints. Josh McDaniels also with the Raiders now. He
Yep.
he stinks. He's a jerk. He's an asshole. Nobody seems to like him, and I think he's on his way out too. Right when Josh McDaniels got hired as Raiders head coach, I knew they were screwed. Josh McDaniels has proved that he's not an NFL head coach in the past, and
He's
he
a
got
cocky
second
guy too.
and he got his second shot, and it's not working out again. So he'll be back as Patriots offensive coordinator soon, or Patriots offensive coach soon. Um, but yeah,
I just don't like
the
I just don't like
Jaguars.
how I just don't like how the NFL is like only handpicking like the only few select head coaches that get hired like that get recycled. You know what I'm talking about? Like like it's just like the basic names and everything. And I feel like they should incorporate some new head coaches and coming in possibly from college, bringing in new systems. I think it would be good for the NFL.
It's tough because college coaches historically have not really translated over to the NFL game.
Yeah.
So the Jaguars though look good. Doug Peterson last year trying to change the culture in Jacksonville, coming off that atrocious year with Urban Meyer that would just bury the year kind of year. Um, and he seemingly changed the culture. The whole team is rocking right now. They're playing tough. Their defense is really good. The Jaguars, I think, are for real. They got the Steelers and Pittsburgh coming up this week. So we'll
Yep.
see how they play in Pittsburgh.
I
Um,
yeah, yeah. I can I just want to talk about this one thing, this one part of the game where it really pissed me and you off. And that was the Saints being at the 1 yard line and not punching the ball in uh 3 times in a row with Alvin Kamara.
we
Right
live
when
bet
we live bet.
for a little context. We live bet Alvin Kamara, and
That pissed me
right when
off.
the Saints entered within the 10, and they gave the ball to Alvin 3 times, and he couldn't score. And then Taysom Hill runs a read option and walks into the end zone. So
Yeah,
that
he
wasn't
like
fun.
he like walked in with the ball and like flicked it as he went into the end zone.
That wasn't fun. Raiders Bears, Joe. Um, Tyson Badger versus Brian Hoyer. I don't know why Aiden O'Connell didn't start in this game. Another bad decision by Josh McDaniels. What are your thoughts?
I really liked what I saw from the Bears quarterback,
Yep.
the new up and coming one. As he's a Division II athlete, so he's coming from a that kind of background and everything. He's like fighting to get a roster spot, and then he plays like this. He gets a 30-12 win over the Raiders. Obviously the Raiders they don't look good whatsoever. I'm not worried about them. I don't like Josh McDaniels either. Uh, it's good to know that your Bears for Bears fans that their offense is putting up 30 points. So that's what I like to see.
Yeah. I like the order off from Tyson too.
I just want to see
Winning
is
his
this
first career start.
is this more so a Justin Fields problem?
No,
That's my sort
no,
of like thought process. Like
no. It's not a Justin Fields problem. I just think Tyson went out there and just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go play football," because really nothing to lose. He's a backup quarterback even when Justin Fields comes back. So he went out there and played fucking football, and it worked for him. And he's playing well, and he played well, winning his first career start. So there's a lot to like from him, and we'll see if he can keep developing while Justin Fields is out.
I'm pretty sure he's the same amount of I don't know if it's home wins or regular wins than Justin Fields. It's so far in his career.
Say that again.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it's either home wins or if it's regular wins in general. I'm pretty sure they have one win compared to each other. I think I saw a stat on CBS Sports that verified that. But it just shows like the pain and misery that Justin Fields had to go through with this Bears organization. And I don't know if
Yeah.
he needs just a fresh start, like a new change, go to a new team possibly. Once the Bears draft Caleb Williams,
If they draft,
I think they will draft him.
It
I
might
think
be
they
up
will.
there.
It's going to be Caleb and Marvin Harrison. I think the Bears are going to be the first overall pick.
They could. The Panthers are also in that conversation. But moving on to Indianapolis, where the referees had a tough day. Colts Browns. The last drive for the Colts when they were driving down the field, it was a ticky tack, illegal contact. But then when they got down to the two, the very next play they called a pass interference from it was an uncatchable ball. The ball bounced into the stands, and the Colts lost from there. Um, listen, I'm not sure what you do about referees. There's a lot of conversations about um like full-time referees, like a practice squad of referees that if a ref doesn't do well, they get sent down and the next guy gets brought up. I'm not sure what you do, but the refs were a hot button topic this week. Like it seems like
Yes.
it seems like the refereeing gets worse every single year. Um, and it reared its ugly head again. We've been screwed in the Chiefs game by some calls.
Eagles game too.
My opinion, we should have won the Chiefs game, the Eagles game also, but we overcame the refs. The
Yep.
Colts, unfortunately, could not. And it's a curious decision what's happening with Deshaun Watson. $230 million quarterback was held out due to precautionary reasons in Indy after he was hit. It might have been his shoulder, I think. He was cleared for a concussion, but I think they were protecting his shoulder. But in a game like that, your $230 million quarterback has to show up. So it's weird what's going on in Cleveland with him. It might be the worst decision with $230 million ever
Yeah.
for a quarterback. Might be
Or possibly Russell Wilson, I feel.
that's also very poor decision.
Yeah.
But PJ Walker looked good. He looks good every time he comes in. As a backup, he looked good in Carolina. We were talking about it last week on the show, previewing everything. We talked about his PJ Walker's past, and he always comes in and delivers. So, what are your thoughts on the Colts? On the Colts and the referee in
Um,
general?
yeah, well, we in the Jiggy Joe cash flow, I did pick the Colts winning this one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we both did.
Uh, I liked what I saw from Gardner Minshew. He had a pretty good game. Uh, Browns just got it done. I don't really know what to say. I don't really believe in the Browns at all. Um, I think the Jets would beat them if we played them. Uh, but I don't know what to say. It's a tough game to decipher if the Browns are legit or not. I don't think so.
They have a legit defense. Myles Garrett took this
Oh
game.
yeah, for sure they have a legit defense. Myles Garrett is a game wrecker, as you saw in that game.
He won this game for the Browns.
Yeah,
He
for sure.
blocked a field goal. Browns turned that into points. He strip sack for a safety that turned into a touchdown for the Browns. Another sack. Dude, this guy's a mauler, man. This guy Myles Garrett is gonna be a Hall of Famer one day, and it's awesome to watch him every time he steps on the field.
I also think that this game proves that Gardner Minshew is capable of being a starter in the NFL.
Um, the best analogy I ever heard about Gardner Minshew, and this is so true. It was like Gardner Minshew is like a high end bullpen guy, and like, connecting it to baseball. It's like a high end bullpen guy
Yeah.
who can come in and give you like a couple and make it like maybe like a good few innings, like a good game or two. But once he's the starter on the regular, he can't carry the team to he can't like it doesn't mix that way. Um, so he's like a good guy to come off the bench and get you a couple games.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
he's shown even in Jacksonville when he's got his opportunity once for a season that it always seems to fall off a cliff eventually. But the Minshew magic always seems to wear off is where I'm trying to get at. And
Kind of reminds me of Ryan Fitzpatrick at this point.
a little bit, yeah, right.
So
Bills Patriots. The Patriots got a surprising win in this one. I'm worried about the Bills. Um,
I've always been worried about the Bills. I never
I,
believed in them.
I don't believe them either. They just there's something off about the Bills.
And we've been saying that.
They need Josh Allen to be Superman to get a win, and you can't win like that in the league. So coming up the trade deadline, we've already seen one move of Kevin Byard to the Eagles. So the Bills are gonna have to make a move to get somebody on offense or defense because the injuries are starting to pile up for them on defense. To come in and be a starter for them right away and contribute to wins. And Mac Jones looked good in this game. Bill Belichick
Yeah.
got his 300th career win. He's 25 off from tying Don Shula, and he wants that record, so he's gonna keep coaching until he gets it.
Yeah. With the Bills defense too, you are missing some talent. I'm pretty sure Edmonds was out.
Milano,
Matt Milano was out, and I feel like Matt Milano is the glue to their defense. He's very underrated. He keeps them together, and he's not getting enough recognition. So
yeah,
the heart of that defense. But the Bills definitely should beat the Patriots. That's for one thing. They kind of shot themselves in the foot, and they let the Patriots score early, which was a problem. I think it was 14-0 at one point. And that's what just kind of, that's how the Patriots won at that point. Yeah, it was home too. It was rowdy in there. Mac Jones had a decent game.
yeah. Commanders Giants. Ugly one in New York. Ugly win for the Giants. We have the Giants coming up next week. Listen. This game can really go either way. The Jets are inconsistent on offense. They've seemingly gotten better every single week, but I think they're ranked 32nd in pass offense in the league. This will be a tough test for the Giants defense playing a lot better. They got a good win against the Commanders. The Commanders look like shit. Ron Rivera. I don't know what it is. People call him overrated. I think the fact that he had to fully rebrand a franchise coming into a mess in Washington when he was hired as the head coach. He pretty much the face of the franchise for PR. He was taking shots left and right, but I mean, when you have to be when you seemingly have to be the GM and the head coach over a franchise that's seemingly broken from top to bottom. There's new ownership there. I'm referring to when Daniel Snyder owned the Commanders. He was pretty much the face of it all. And he had to stand up there and take questions about this and that, not really answering football questions.
Yeah, that's
So he's
unfortunate.
been a good calming voice for the Commanders, but now that new ownership's in, they seem to be on a stable path now. Maybe his time is going to be numbered after this year, and I think he knows it.
Do you think after the game, Jonathan Allen had a few comments to say, um, basically saying that he's sick of this team.
Yeah.
Do you think this kind of brings a bad mojo to the whole squad? And how do you feel the Commanders are going to be going forward?
Um, I think the Commanders' season is over. I don't think they're going to the playoffs or anything like that,
No.
barring a shock. Um,
But what about like last place in the
Sam
NFC East?
Howell, Sam Howell looks like if Sam Howell right now looks like he can be a decent starter in this league. If you get to the end of the season and you're confident Sam Howell is your starter in next year, that's a win. That's something you can build off of. Also, Eric Bieniemy seems to be implementing his offense. They didn't do great this week, but they have shown some signs of progress this season.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's all about next year for the Commanders. So
Yeah, and I tell you one thing, this Giants defense is looking pretty good. Deontay Banks had a really good game. Uh, he also had some comments to say after the game. But now regarding the offense, this was their first offensive touchdown in MetLife Stadium in a while. So good for them. But obviously you need some improvement. Scoring 14 points in an NFL game is not ideal. So
right.
you're not going to win some games scoring 14 points.
And we got an interesting matchup with the Giants next week. Falcons Bucks, Joe. Uh, Baker Mayfield continues to win games down there. Or sorry, he does win games, but the Falcons won this one. Desmond Ridder looked good. He fumbled a couple times at the one though.
Yep. He also, I think he took a sack for the first time in a while too. That offensive line was held up pretty good with Baker Mayfield under center. They just couldn't get it done today. I think Koo had a game-winning field goal, if I'm not mistaken. Um, I don't know. I don't really see any of these teams being legit, but it's just the Buccaneers have to improve. At this point.
Right. They're gonna be a 500 team. They're gonna be a team that can beat the bad teams, but they're gonna lose to the good teams.
Because I don't
The
like the Falcons
Falcons.
either.
I think they're both 500 ball clubs this year.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
think the Falcons utilized their talent. Although Bijan did have a sickness, he should have sat out this game. I don't think he should have played.
right. I agree. I agree. I don't think he should have played either. It was weird because the NFL is now investigating them for not reporting the headache. They want to know when it was. So that's weird. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah. So I mean, Desmond Ridder also ran it in for a couple touchdowns in this game. When he doesn't make mistakes, the Falcons win. So that's all that matters. Steelers Rams, Joe. Puka Nacua had another great game. Seemingly, this guy is going to be a guy for years to
Yep.
come. Him and Cooper Kupp are a matchup problem. So, what are your thoughts on the Rams? And um, um, even though they didn't win this game, what are your thoughts on the Steelers and their offense moving forward? They put up 20 points
You
this
know,
week.
with comparing Puka and Cooper Cup, I feel that Puka's kind of starting to get the reins here of being wide receiver one. Cooper didn't have the best game. But I just feel that's because Matthew Stafford likes to throw to one wide receiver and one wide receiver only. So Puka is getting the reins right now. One thing I could take from this game is the refs on the last drive of the game where Kenny Pickett was dropped short of the first down and they called it a clear first down for them. They should have looked at it multiple times. And it was clear evidence too that I thought. I don't think he pulled the
No,
ball out at all.
no,
I
he
thought he
was
was
dead
clearly
short.
short,
He was
and
short.
this outraged many fans and across America.
Yeah, so that was another problem with the refs this weekend. Um, I'm not sure what you do to fix it. The refs seem to be a topic of discussion almost every week. Iowa got gypped this week on a punt return that was gonna potentially win them the game with, I think they only had 20 seconds left on the clock, and they scored on a punt return touchdown, and they got called back and over because the refs believed it was a fair catch. He was just pointing at the ball, and
Yeah.
which is standard operating procedure for returners, so the gunners don't hit the football, and for them to overturn that call was ridiculous for multiple reasons. One being the play was literally on the sideline of Minnesota, and none of the coaches, none of the players on the sideline were jumping up and down, screaming that was a fair catch, that was a fair catch. And second of all, no ref threw the flag for illegal touching of the ball, and he after the returner tried to return it, and then like it was just. I'm not sure how you overturn that. And going to review, they were reviewing if he stepped out of bounds, and they came out saying it was a fair catch. So I'm
Yeah.
not really sure how that works, but Iowa got absolutely gypped on that. They're in a bye week now, and we'll see what they do in 2 weeks.
Yeah. I live bet them too,
So
which sucked.
yeah, well, they were my last leg, my parlay. Boo hoo, Joe.
Yeah, I know.
So it is what it is. The refs. This was a weekend for referees to forget. Um,
They got to improve,
hopefully they
man.
get better going forward. Nobody wants a referee. Nobody wants a job as a referee making those kind of calls,
To decide the game.
making tough calls. But man, like that just seemed that like they just get in their own way, man, and
I know.
that makes a bad rap for all the good ones out there. So,
Yeah.
anyway, Cardinals Seahawks, Joe. Um, Seahawks won this one 20-10. Cardinals fall to 1-6 on the year. They're a frisky football team, but they're going to lose games. What are your thoughts on the Arizona Cardinals and the Seahawks win?
The Seahawks are starting to pick it up, which I like. I love Geno Smith. Kenneth Walker had a good game. Um, they need to give Jason the ball more, I feel, to improve.
Yep.
It's sad that a first round pick like him of his caliber is not getting the ball. But I like what the Seahawks are doing right now. And I want to see them in the playoffs this year. I love Geno Smith. He's one of my favorite. He's my childhood quarterback, so I got to root for him. I love him. But the Cardinals per se, it's kind of predictable. They got to improve. This is not the caliber team that this should be, putting out there.
All right, so let's finish up these games, Joe, quickly, so we can get to opening night tonight for the NBA and some
Yes, very excited.
Bron-
Okay.
Packers Broncos, Joe. Packers stink. Listen, they need a complete rebrand. Aaron Rodgers left, and Jordan Love hasn't looked great. He's had his ups and downs this year. He started off the year hot, and
Yep.
now he's starting to struggle a little bit.
As I say in the words of Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love is a bum. He's a bum.
That's not what Aaron Rodgers says about him. Stop spreading propaganda about Aaron. Stop it.
No, this is in the words of Aaron Rodgers. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers told Jordan Love he's a bum, even though he thinks that. I feel.
No, he doesn't. They actually have a very good relationship, actually.
Bro, I'm just
They
kidding.
text every week.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, are you in the group chats?
I wish, but I watch Aaron talk about him on
That's
Madden.
crazy. That's crazy. We're big Aaron fans. We drove to the Jets facility right when Aaron got the rumors of, or right when he said he was verbally committed he's going to be a Jet. Me and you drove down to one Jets drive, and we sat out there and watched.
Next time, Woody, let us in. Let us in, please.
Let us in, Woody. Come on. No, maybe one day we'll do a podcast and we'll set up lawn chairs right by the gate and we'll talk.
I was thinking that's a new low for the Packers. They got to figure it out. Chargers Chiefs. Chargers always seem to play the Chiefs tough, but the Chiefs won by 2 touchdowns in this one. Chargers fall to 2-4. Brandon Staley. Goodbye after the year. I think you'll get a good defense coordinator job somewhere, and you'll be fine.
You know what I like about this game though? I feel Travis Kelce is getting all this spotlight, and he's proving to everyone why he's number one tight end. Like I could see like like a lot of athletes getting that much publicity, not putting, playing up to their capability. And Travis Kelce's is doing great. He's actually improving than
Yeah.
before.
Tight ends seem to have a good week this week on National Tight Ends Day.
Good for him.
Dolphins Eagles, Joe, game of the week. The Eagles also won by 2 touchdowns. Dolphins are 5-2. Eagles are 6-1. What were your thoughts on the Dolphins Eagles game? The Keller Greens were so sick, Joe. They were
Yeah,
so cool.
that was awesome. I wish the NFL incorporated more of those jerseys.
Yeah.
But you know, uh, for the Dolphins' sake, does this prove that they're legit? Does this game prove that they're still playoff contenders? I still think they're a very great team. I think they're going to make it deep in the playoffs, but
Yeah.
beating a team like the Eagles is hard. And I think the Eagles, like, it was like kind of like a wake up call from the loss from the Jets last week. So
Well, all right. So
Jalen Hurts didn't play his best game. Don't get me wrong.
yeah, so Dolphins wise, I'm not worried with the Dolphins at all. Listen, they beat the Chargers. The Chargers are proving to be a bad football team. They beat the Patriots. They beat the Broncos.
Yeah, this is their first.
They
This is their
lost.
first competition
They
right here.
lost to the Bills in Buffalo. They beat the Giants and they beat the Panthers. So like this was like their first,
Competition.
other than the Bills, you could say, but the Eagles were their first. Like, all right, let's see what we're made of. Let's
Yep.
test it. And just like the Lions this weekend, they came up short. But they'll learn from this and they'll bounce back. I'm not worried with the Dolphins at all.
Tyreek had a good game.
Last game, Joe.
Yeah.
Monday night, last night, Vikings Niners. Brock Purdy made a couple costly picks in the game. Didn't really look comfortable. Made some good throws though early in the first quarter, but other than that, their offense was stagnant. Kirk Cousins threw for almost 400 yards, dude. Kirk O'Change was awesome
Yeah.
last night. Justin Jefferson put the top 10 chain on him. He's playing like a top 10 quarterback right now. Kirk Cousins is not the problem in Minnesota. I think talent is a problem in Minnesota. But I mean, Brian Flores' defense there seems to be getting better every single week. So we'll see what the Vikings do. They're at 3-4 right now, half game out of a playoff spot. So maybe they can make a run at this thing in the middle of the season.
Yeah. One thing I could take from this game is how valuable Christian McCaffrey is to this offense. And him being limited, even with him playing, him being limited is hurting this team. I mean, I still believe in Brock Purdy. I thought, he's a capable quarterback. It just sucks, man, to see Brock Purdy like this, like taking L's like that. I don't know. Good win for the Vikings, man. It was a trap game.
He didn't look. I mean, Chris McCaffrey wasn't really limited. He scored 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I know,
Had a
but
nice
like,
receiving touchdown.
but I feel he could have been better with this offense. Like
Vikings defense played really well. The Vikings defense played
yeah,
really well.
yeah,
They were
yeah.
forced to play hard.
I won't take away from the Vikings defense. They did play a good game. Don't get me wrong.
All right, Joe. You want to take over for the NBA here? Tell me what
Yeah.
you think. Tell me what you think tonight.
Ooh, so we got the Lakers game tonight. You want to talk about the Lakers first?
Yeah, go ahead.
For this game, this might be a little bit of a Jiggy Joe cash flow. But they're playing the Nuggets right now.
Yeah, I'm turning the game on right now. I got it.
Yeah. I actually have the Lakers money line because I feel going straight into the season, I feel a lot of athletes aren't going to be ready. At least they're not going to go 100% because it's they know it's a long season and everything. For that reason, I took Lakers money line. I think LeBron's going to get a lot of publicity tonight, so it's just I feel like it's such a Lakers game. And then what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts for the game first?
The Lakers stink, dude. I don't believe in the Lakers. I think it's the same thing every year. Everyone tries to hype them up and they come up short. I think the same thing's going to happen this year. And Jokic, Murray, Aaron Gordon, like it's going to be a battle for the rim tonight with the big dudes. So
yeah, I think they deserve
pick.
to win. They deserved last year to win the championship for sure. It was an all-around team for them.
The Nuggets are my pick tonight.
Okay.
And the Suns are my pick in the second game, by the way. I love Devin Booker, man.
Yeah.
And Kevin Durant.
Bradley Beal isn't playing tonight. So, but I still picked the over because the line went down a lot. And I don't think Bradley Beal is going to make as much of an impact as people think. I think the Suns are not going to be as legit as people think. Also, I don't think they're going to be as good. Obviously they're going to be in the playoffs and everything, but a Kevin Durant led team nowadays isn't set up for success, even though Kevin Durant does play well. But I am still going to take the +2.5 for the Suns. It's happening tonight, so it's gonna be a close game. I'm really excited for this game. It's gonna happen at 10 o'clock. I don't know what your thoughts are.
I'm with the Suns on this one. I just think the Suns are good. This is the Suns' opportunity to say like we're not messing around this year. We're back. I don't know. I think the Suns are awesome. I don't like betting against Steph Curry, but I have to take Devin Booker and Kevin Durant here, dude.
You think they're legit? You think the Suns are legit?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I don't blame you. I don't like the Suns because Bradley Beal went to the wrong team. He should have went to the Miami Heat. But
And before we wrap up here, the future NBA champion, New York Knicks.
Oh, shut up.
Off tomorrow, against the Boston Celtics. It's a big one at the Garden. We're gonna start the year off right and get a win.
No, you're not.
Celtics are a regular season team, but we're a better team.
Celtics are winning.
We're a better team this year. We went to the playoffs last year. We have more confidence this year. We got Dante DiVincenzo now.
Who cares about Dante DiVincenzo, bro? Who cares?
Listen, this is the year. This is the year to do it. This is go time. I sent you the report today. They're in on Embiid. They're in on Karl-Anthony Towns.
You're not gonna get Embiid, bro. You're delusional.
They're gonna get a star, and we're gonna go to the chip this year. And the East runs through New York.
That's so funny.
Look out for that. And then the Rangers also play tonight, the Stanley Cup champions this year. So against the Cowboys.
So you get the Knicks and the Rangers this year.
Oh yeah, double parade.
Nah, it's not happening. It's not happening.
All right.
Not when I'm here.
We'll see.
I think you're in a delusional world right now.
We'll see. I could be.
Start of the season. Joel Embiid is not leaving. Especially to the Knicks. He's not going to the Knicks.
He might.
Nah. For the Heat this season, I don't necessarily see them as championship. Like, I don't think they're going to the championship. But I don't know why Pat Riley loves to run this team back, which pisses me off.
I love it. Keep running it back, Pat. Don't listen to this guy.
But we still find a way to go deep in the playoffs every year, which I respect for Jimmy Butler. But I feel bad for him. He needs another person to help him out. Other than Bam,
He's got stronger this year, Joe. He's got stronger. The Bucks got stronger. The Knicks are
yeah, but you guys say that every year. But look what happens.
The Knicks are probably the strongest team in the East.
That's so funny, brother. Okay, I think top 3 teams this year, for in the East at least, probably Boston. I'm trying to think of the top teams in the East. It's kind of hard to decipher, you know. What do you think this year is top 3 teams in the East before we go off?
Knicks, Bucks.
Oh yeah, the Bucks for sure. I think actually no, I think I take that back. I think the Bucks should be number 1. Boston's gonna be number 2.
Knicks, Bucks, and Boston. That's my top 3.
I think the Heat will be number 3. And then it's gonna be Cavs 4, and then it's gonna be
sounds like you're dreaming a little bit.
No, I'm not dreaming. I'm stating facts. Philly's gonna be number 5. Let's see. Maybe the Knicks will be number 6. I'll give you that. And then Atlanta number 7, and then Chicago number 8.
Well, all right. So we'll see you in the finals. Brought to season tips off tomorrow night. If you want to hop on the Knicks bandwagon, do it now before we go to the chip. Champions League come back to New York, and tomorrow's the first game of a long season to get there.
I think we're all wrapped up.
Yeah. Quickly before we get out of here, pick tonight for MLB. Phillies, Diamondbacks, Game 7.
Phillies.
I have the Phillies as well. See you guys on Thursday. Peace.